Hey, can you see if you can get into the room through the calendar? I just want, or it should be on the calendar. I just want, because it kicked me out. I just want to make sure it's right. Yep. Oh, okay. Yep, there you are. Do I have to let you in? Sure. Yeah, Oldsmar. Still saying connecting. Okay. I don't know why it kicked me out. That's all. What is this little mute thing? Did it mute? Are you muted on your end, I wonder? I see a little mute button. Oh, did you just turn something off? Because I can't hear you in here. Can you hear me through the computer? Not. Oh, yeah. Unmute. Oh, I think it just showed me something. View. Gallery. Now talk. You're unmuted, but I don't hear you.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Oops, I forgot my line.
I don't know why I don't hear you, Joe.
Hey, Doug, how are you doing?
I'm good. They were coming in to fix our lights in here, and they had to leave.
Oh, can you give me presenter
Yeah.
controls?
Yeah. Let me see if I can figure that out. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
We'll give some time for people. So I'm gonna go grab my soda real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm not hearing you.
Hello, Doug.
Morning.
I can only stay with you for about a half an hour.
Okay.
I got a 9 o'clock.
Hey, that's longer than most people can stay with me. Give it a few. Where are we at?
Yeah, it's about 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know whose office this is gonna be, Jim. This is mine.
Hey,
Appreciate you doing this too, Richard. Thanks.
oh, sure, of course. Thank you.
We're trying to really get the economic development module relaunched again. And I think the whole Zoom thing kind of,
Yeah,
it lost some people and gained some people, but I think we're all kind of getting used to it now. Actually, we're kind of spoiled. So we did my HOA meeting last night via Zoom. So I was able to cook and, you know, do stuff around the house instead of sitting out by the pool in the cold. So
well, that's cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you lose the interaction, but
that's the part that really stinks about it.
and when you're on Zoom, and if there's a lot of people at the physical location, like you miss a bunch of the conversations. You know, so
Yeah, we're working on. We got a.
yeah, the owl.
Yeah, the one we got, something was wrong with it, but in theory, it seems like it'll be good. So.
Yeah, it looks like a really nice little toy. We'll see.
And that's part of why they're coming in to put new lights in the conference room is we're not sure if it's a lighting issue that it's having.
Really?
Part of it might be our internet speed. That it's slow, so it's the pictures are a little bit blurry. I mean, for what that thing cost, you'd think it'd be
Yeah, I know.
pretty dang good
It
pictures.
should run in the dark.
Yeah, it should know you. Yeah, it's an owl, for the love of God. It should
Exactly.
run. But it's neat. We used it for our candidate forum for the city council Tuesday night. But one of the guys spoke very louder, and the girl was a little more soft spoken, and it had trouble initially finding her. So we had to move it closer to her so that it would pick up her audio. But
yeah, I mean, well, there's so many, just too much. They can't do all that.
yeah, exactly.
If you're whispering, it's not going to catch you.
Yeah. So. Okay, well, I appreciate you, Richard, doing this. I don't think I need to give permission for people to come in. I don't think so. We'll go ahead and get started. And as people, I'm recording this, so I'll save it out to our Upper Tampa Bay Chamber YouTube channel for those that don't get to see it. But
Cool.
Richard Osterude is with us today from Epic 180. He's done quite a few things with us with the Lunch and Learns and Epic Economic Development, and he was kind enough to join us this morning. So with that, I will turn it over to you. I think we're going to talk a little bit about kind of, as you show here, the digital shift and social media, and I think we all struggle on what's working and what's not. And there's, obviously the Facebook uproar and, all the different platforms. So 2021 is going to be interesting. So with that, I turn it over to you, Richard.
Thank you so much. Yep. So yeah, 2021 is going to be very interesting. So the whole idea is the digital shift that we've been forced, or we've been accelerated to have our businesses take it. And well, Doug already presented me, but just if you didn't know, Richard Osterude, Epic 180, and we help businesses generate more leads and sales through digital marketing. So basically what I'm going to talk to you about today is how you can leverage the digital marketing to grow your business online. And I'm not going to go into all the pandemic and how it hurt businesses and all that, because we know that more than well. So let's see how online and social marketing has changed and how we can use that in our favor. Because, and just to be clear, this might not apply to some businesses, but I'm sure some of the stuff you can take and apply some way or another. So just some numbers so we know what's been going on and how it really is really important to take action on this. These graphs are from McKinsey. They did this the first quarter last year. And you probably might have seen the first one where it shows that the e-commerce penetration grew 10 years and 3 months. And they called it like you got a whiplash into e-commerce last year because of that. And it's important to notice that the shift has also not only affected the way we sell stuff, but the way people buy stuff too. So consumers, 75% have tried different stores, new websites, new brands during COVID, stuff they might have not purchased or looked at before. And the important thing to notice is that 60% of them intend to integrate this into their lives, not only the new brands, but also the new way to buy. So it's more of like, it's not going to be back to normal. It's like, yeah, people are having new habits now. Some companies have seen how this has revealed some weak spots they have, some people that are unnecessary, some buildings that might be unnecessary nowadays, because a lot of people are working very well from their home. Some people are not, some people are stressed. So a lot of changes in the digital area, but we can take advantage of them. And it hasn't only been with e-commerce. So not only retail has changed. I mean, we have online entertainment. It's been crazy. Whoops, sorry for that. Online entertainment grew 7 years and 5 months. What took Netflix 7 years to do, Disney Plus did in only 5 months with a user based on their user base. Telemedicine grew incredibly, and it's still here. And remote working, well, we have 20 times more people doing remote working right now. And as we were talking, Zoom has become part of our daily habits probably, and things we have to do that we used to do in person before. So 93% of all online interactions start with a search engine, and that's really important. We've heard that we have to be on Google and that our website has to be SEO friendly and stuff like that forever. Like we have a bunch of companies that offer these services, but what can we do quickly ourselves, our businesses, to leverage this 93% of searches happening beginning on a search engine? So first of all, you want to add content to your site periodically. If you have a site that's blog based or WordPress based, you want to write articles and publish them to your site. You want a copy if you're doing social media. Something interesting, social media is kind of indexed, but not totally indexed. So if you're posting content, important content on social media, it's also good that you take it and put it on your website too, to leverage that and be more visible to the search engines, and obviously that therefore for your possible prospects and customers too. There are these online listings, there are hundreds of them, and they're a pain in the neck, but usually most of them have either information they pick up somewhere from your website, or that users enter manually because they see, is this listing correct? Do you have any suggestions? So if you don't claim them and verify them, usually they might have different information. They might have an old address, old phone, different working hours. There's simple services that you can use to to unify this, and it is very, very helpful because you have it not only creates a bunch of backlinks to your website that helps with the SEO, but also if someone searches for your name online and they find one of these listings, you know that it's going to be correct. And something that's really, really important that a lot of people don't take into consideration, considering that we've had websites for, I don't know, I started building websites in 1997. So that was 23 years ago. Some of them might be pretty outdated, and Google considers speed as one of the important factors on ranking. So if your website is slow, definitely it might affect it. So it's good to revisit it. This is a site, gtmetrics.com, where you can type in your website and see how fast it loads, and it will give you a whole report on its grade, what can be improved, how to improve it, and obviously you can contact any company that does websites to help you with that.
Richard, if you could, just on that slide, is there a Reader's Digest version of SEO optimized for dummies that, you know, because I continue to hear about, you know, writing articles and publishing, you know, from our end, we're writing them and we're publishing, but what is actually happening on the backside that is, you know, pushing you, you know, you continue to hear pushing you up to the top? I mean, what is actually happening? And I've heard that you can almost publish too often, you know, to a site. So
Yeah, basically, I mean, the like all the search engines they have spiders that are out there crawling the sites and picking up all the information you publish. Sometimes we publish information and we don't do it with the real intention of ranking. So that's a little bit more strategic, where you want to publish like articles with words or or things you think your end user would be searching for. So if you're a plumber, it would be like, how do I fix, I don't know, a leak or emergency leak, and articles with that will show up when they search. Now there's a part that's based on location where the person is. So if I search for something and someone in St. Pete searches for the same word, it might show different results because we're different in different cities. But if you have the intent and you write with the keywords you're trying to rank for, and there are also tools to check what people are searching for, then you can create more strategic articles. And it's good that you also put like it's a plumber in Palm Harbor or plumber in Oldsmar. That way, you know that when they search and they're using the location base, it's going to show up too. I'm gonna look for something that's quick and easy and send it over. But like the important factors are keywords, website speed, and backlinks. So those three are covered here, because the online listings can give you a bunch of backlinks. As I said, there's like 100, and there's sites that do the verification for you. We do that too, and it's pretty cheap really for what it is. And then the other, like the little hack you can do on SEO is to make sure, and that was actually the next slide, is to make sure you're on Google My Business. Now, it feels overwhelming sometimes because you add everything up there. I have my website, I have my LinkedIn, I have my Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business, and this and this and that. And the important thing is to take in consideration where your customers are. And definitely they're on Google, they're searching. Google My Business is like one of the must-haves. So if you go into Google, like right here, this map shows I put marketing agency in Palm Harbor, and I show up as first. That's amazing. But actually, if you see, this is called like the 3-pack, where it shows the map and it shows the top 3 businesses related to that result, not as a search result itself, but as the map result. And this is probably right under the paid ads, but above the other results. So, and this, it's pretty easy to rank in the 3-pack if you've claimed your business. How do you claim your business? Search for your name. And if you don't show up, if you might show up because Google picked it up somehow. And if it says you haven't, is this your business? You just click on the yes, it is. And sometimes they'll give you a call. Sometimes they'll send a postcard, depending on the information they have, just to verify you. And then you can go in and type in all your information and correctly upload pictures, upload videos, post once in a while, and then you most likely will show up here. Reviews is a big thing with them, and that's one of the benefits. Like one of like some of the benefits is that you show up in the Google Maps, then you show up in this 3-pack. The star rating right there will give a boost on your appeal to customers, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. But just by having the listing show up in the search engine as a top, it can increase your business to be found up to like 70%. And you get clear analytics from this, like telling you how many people called your office from this site, or how many people actually visit your website from here. So it's really important to claim your business in Google My Business. And they also say that people who find you through Google My Business and go and do business, end up doing business with you, are more likely to make a purchase. So this is one of the biggies too. And this is a quick hack to SEO because it's not with your website. You don't have to write all the articles, just claim it, make sure your information is correct. And it is recommended to post something once a week at least. But I don't do that often, but I have customers that do, but it's really, it really helps you. So you get all the stats and everything else. And something, as I said, it's one of the social platforms out there. You want to be, again, you want to look for which one is the one that your customer uses. There's differences, from TikTok, where a bunch of kids are lately, to Facebook, which has become a little older, Instagram, Pinterest. And so some that you can look at the demographics of each one. I don't have that here right now, but you do want to create at least your business profile there, because they do get indexed. And here's an example. Like I search for me, not my business, come up more, but with my name. But like you get LinkedIn, Facebook, Groupon. I don't know what this one is. And then you got Instagram, and under that is Twitter. And I have my own Richard Osterude website, and that's not even showing up here. It's my social profile. So make sure you fill them out, and you fill them out as much as possible. Some people just create their Facebook business page and put their address, and that's it. It's good to put information because it does get indexed, and it helps people find you that way. So figure out which platform your customer is on, and make sure at least that platform you have your business page and that it's filled out correctly. Then another, another number that's really important, that almost 48%. It's gone down a little bit, but a lot of the web traffic nowadays is coming through mobile phones, mobile smartphones. That is the majority right now. So it's really, really important to make sure your website is responsive and it's mobile friendly. And again, if you have one of those older websites, you might say, oh yeah, I can see it on my phone, it shows up, but it might show up with the text is too small, or overlaps, or sometimes the text is too big because the fonts don't adjust to the phone. So make sure, check it on your phone. And if it's WordPress, again, it might be something that it's pretty easy to fix, or it's working already, but check it out. Because like we were having one customer that was doing, he was doing training online, and he was sending paid traffic. I mean, it's even worse in that case because you're paying for the traffic to the website, and the website looked beautiful. But when you checked it on your mobile phone, like it had the logo, a headline, the address was the first thing you could see on the screen, and all the important information about the event was pushed down. And you know that you just take a look at it, and if you don't like it, you just browse away. So what we wanted to do is adjust it so it looks, so what we want people to see at first shows up at first. And you can do that. There's with software nowadays to see how things are going to be laid out for different devices. Then something important with smartphones nowadays is that 51% of shoppers have made a purchase with their smartphone, and they will keep making purchases. So you want to be able to, and not only with their smartphone, online overall, with the 10-year penetration of e-commerce in 3 months, you want to make sure you can accept payments online, and it doesn't have to be something super complicated. I know Square and some other companies provide some solutions that are sometimes a little awkward to use. at least I've had trouble using them as a buyer, like with a grocery store nearby. I never was able to figure it out. And they didn't even know because they didn't check. Like sometimes they tell you, oh, we're going to integrate this here because you already have our payment system and you're online. And yeah, usually my recommendation is that whatever you implement, make sure you check it out first, check it out on your computer, on your phone, and ask someone, can you please look at this first before releasing it to the public? Because afterwards you have bad user experiences and people aren't as forgiving as they used to be. Now people change their mind pretty quickly and it's just one click away to go someplace else. So if you're providing, and you, again, online payments can be very simple. You can practically put a PayPal button on your website if you have something, if you don't have that many products, but you can give the ability, if let's say if you want to just sell, I don't know, gift cards or stuff like that, it's just one button, pretty simple to set up. You just copy and paste the code to your website. Or you can use something more complex if you want, or if you have a lot of products, like an e-commerce solution like Shopify, which is super cheap. It's like 24 bucks a month. And you can have all your products there. I know several members sell products at their stores and they also have them on Shopify, which works good. You could use WooCommerce that integrates directly with WordPress, and there's other solutions. So I would tell you to go to your web design company, whoever they are, and ask them about it, or ask in the chamber, whoever they recommend, or ask me if you want. We don't do e-commerce, but I could recommend someone if you want. Something that I was talking before about the 4-pack and the Google reviews is that the reviews actually add a lot of credibility to your business. People, they're looking at two big factors with reviews: the number of reviews and the recency of the reviews. So if you have 5 reviews and they're 3 years old, that's not good, because people are going to say, or if you only have one 5-star review, they're going to say, oh, that's fake. So you want as many reviews as possible. And it's really simple. I mean, even if you have the Google My Business set up, it's just a little link that you have to send to your customers. You can do it like retroactively now. So send that link to past customers and say, thank you for your business. We'd love for you to leave a review. We'd love to hear your opinion. Sometimes people kind of wanted to trick the system, and they would say, if you go to this website and tell us what you thought about your experience. If it was good, it would send them to Google and Yahoo. If it was bad, it would send them someplace else, but that's against Google terms. So don't do it. And if someone suggests to do it, don't, because if they catch you, they're gonna close down your Google My Business and you're not gonna show up in that little map block that is really important. So some of the important reasons of the reviews, well, 87% of the consumers won't consider a local business with low ratings. And sometimes we just don't think about it. It's a really important. 44% of consumers do pay attention to the number of reviews. I at least do. Like, I don't trust businesses, and not even products on Amazon. I don't trust them when they only have a handful of reviews, because you can buy those. 69% of consumers only find relevance in reviews that are less than 2 to 3 months old. So that's really important to have the recency. And you can just make it part of your sales process. Like when someone buys, you can either email them, send them a postcard, or send them a text message right away, like, hey, what do you think? And the link, and they can review you there. And the important thing to remember is that people won't leave a review just because. Like, people who are angry with you are definitely going to leave a review, but people that are happy, or they just expect a good service, so they're not going to go leave a review. But 70% of them will leave a review if you simply ask them, and that's the important thing. Just ask people for the review and they might leave it.
Richard, is there a better place, or one place that you should send people to leave the reviews? I mean, I know Google has reviews, but oftentimes when I've done a business transaction with somebody, they ask me to review something, but it's on a completely different platform. I mean, is a review a review, or should you try and funnel all of them to one, whether it's LinkedIn or Google reviews or whatever it is? Does it make a difference?
I would try to put them on Google because since people search and you show up first on Google, and it's also more, there's more authority on the Google reviews. Some people show generic reviews they've collected on their site or a third party widget, review widget that can do that little cheating that I told you, that if it's a 5-star, it'll collect it and show it. And if it isn't, it'll just show you a form like, how can we help you? Which I don't think is totally bad, but what hurts us always is people who try to game the system. But yeah, I would go with Facebook, with Google and Facebook. We have Yelp and there's Foursquare too. There's a bunch, like all these listings usually have a place for someone to leave a review, but Google would be the most authoritative one. Now there are ways like what I do, and I'm not telling people not to leave me a bad review, but what I do is my software, when I put the reviews on my website, it only shows on my website. I'm not cheating Google. I'm just putting on my website all the reviews that are 4 stars and up. Like I don't want to showcase a 1-star review on my website. I don't have any, but if I had, I wouldn't want to showcase it. So that's how you work around that. Now, something else that's really important that we could have done maybe a little bit, but I've noticed that a lot of people don't do, is always build a list of your customers and your prospects now more than ever, because we were used to having people walk into our stores and now they're not. Now they're going to our digital properties. So you want to have a way to collect their information. That way you can send them a newsletter, you can send them offers for, like, even for a restaurant, like if there's, nowadays is even more important, like if there's a special, if there's a slow day, or if there's like excess inventory or stuff like that, you can send an email or a text message out and people are definitely going to show up. There's always the bargain hunters that are going to do that. And some people just weren't thinking about it. When they see it, they're just like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Like I usually buy my turkey frozen. And this year I got the email from Steer Butcher that they had the fresh, young, organic, never frozen turkeys. Like, oh, that sounds great. And I bought it there and was like, I mean, it's no big deal, but it's like 4 times more expensive per pound. It was really good turkey, but I hadn't thought about it. So how do you build your list? You can do offline if you have people coming into your store. That's a part, like some people have a fish bowl and drop your card in and win a free meal or something like that. What is sad about that is then they grab all the cards, they pick out the winner, they call them, they give them the free meal, and they dump all the other ones. What you want to do is type in their name, email, address, whatever information you have, type it into your CRM. If you don't have a CRM, I have a great solution for that. Really affordable, but that way you can contact them when you need. And obviously you're going to disclose this is for promotional use. We're not going to share your information or sell it, but it's for us to reach out to you. So you can build it offline. You can even use a fishbowl if you want. I had a friend that owned a restaurant. He had people write their name and their email when they arrived at the restaurant. You can do the QR codes, which is pretty simple. It just, again, mobile. Now everybody has a smartphone. So they scan the code, a little form comes up, they type it in, and they're good. You can do, if you have your website, you can do what's called a lead magnet, that you're capturing their lead. You can offer them a report, a checklist, a tutorial, videos, how to use your products, whatever. You just tell them, look, here's this information. And the only thing we're asking from you is your name and email, or your name, email, and phone number. I'm sorry. If you can do it online and offline, if you're a service provider, you can do a free consultation. You know that roofers, plumbers, HVAC people, they will come and check whatever out for free, but they're getting your information to do that, or at least to provide a quote. But the important thing again is to use that information in the future. And something super simple, ask. Like, can I follow up with you? Can I have your name, phone number? And people will give it to you. Like on your website, I really encourage you to ask for it different ways. This is our website. And like I have address, phone number, and they can click, like if it's on their phone, they can tap and call. I have a free report that people can download, and they have to give me their name and email. I have this little widget on the website that have a question and it collects their information. Then I get a message automatically on my phone, and then I can start texting them from there to start that conversation. Or if they want a free strategy call, they click here and they can select the calendar, whatever date and time it works for them. But I'm always collecting their information, and I have a follow-up with them. So that's really important. And something that I, again, you have to have on your I would recommend you have it on your website, is have that on the main page people land on. Like this, have a question is really important, because people that are checking you out, that have gone to your website, that either haven't walked in or aren't calling, they're just checking you out. If they're interested, there's a reason they're on your website. So they're a lot hotter prospect. They're not even a lead yet. They're a prospect on your site. But if there's no way, like if you have a ton of information and nothing to entice them to give you their contact information, they're not going to do it. Not because they don't want to, just because we didn't ask. Right. So yeah, that's really important. And again, you can get really hot leads from this, and basically it's free because people arrived on their own there. So if you're spending money to send people to your website and you don't have a natural way to capture their information on it, you're losing money practically, because you could be capturing more free leads. Something else that you can do that is really now important now is reach more people with video. And this looks like a silly picture of the lady with her towel on her head and her phone in the mirror. But if you look at the lower corner, the lower left corner, she's got interaction. She's doing a live video, and this has become very popular. People doing live videos, either applying makeup, doing their hair, selling stuff. A lot of people are, I'll show you a slide in a second, but a lot of people are selling stuff online, and and again, they're not using anything complex. They're leveraging the tools we get from social media that are technically free. So they're doing Facebook Lives, and they're having people send, I want to buy that, or they say G43 for the blouse, whatever. And then they reach out to them. They send the money by Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, or whatever. And then they send them the product. It's a lot. You can, I mean, at least in my perspective, there's a lot of manual labor into it, but hey, you're getting sales. So it's important. Now, why do we want to do video? Well, there's 78% of people who watch online videos every week. So 78% of the US, no, excuse me, 78% of Facebook users watch online videos every week. 55% view online videos every day. And Facebook is pushing videos a lot in their social media. TV advertisements are 20 times more expensive than a Facebook ad. And you can have Facebook videos as short or as long as you want in an ad. And it's just up to the end user to see how much they see. So, and you can reach not only more people with your video, but you can reach more targeted people with your video, which is really, really important. Like if you're paying for an ad, unless you're paying for an ad at a specific time slot or a specific show, it's really hard to target your end user. You're kind of like randomly showing stuff on the let's say cable, which is even cheaper than TV. It's kind of random, and even then, it's not that cheap. You can do the same thing with Facebook ads and like target it specifically to who you want to target. Facebook ads is a whole different monster, and we can do something about that in the future if you want. That's what we specialize in, doing Facebook ads. And if you have run ads lately, or if you're in some special category like real estate, loans, employment, or what was the other one? There's another one. You have to be very careful what you advertise and how, otherwise they can shut down your account. And like I have a client here in Clearwater that sells cell phones, and they shut down his account. And I mean, cell phones, it couldn't be against Facebook terms, but their robot thought it was, and we're still working on getting his account back. So that's a pain in the neck. But videos are also a super efficient way to create content. Going back to what we were talking about, SEO, you can record one video, you can pull the audio from the video, you can create a podcast with that audio if that's something you would like to do. I'm not saying that you have to do it, but you can have the audio, like these economic development meetings. You could pull the audio and have it on the website, so when someone's driving, they can listen to it instead of have to watch it. And you can transcribe it for super cheap. like $1 a minute or even less if you're doing with AI, and create an article out of what you said on your video. So that's part of your, if your content strategy, videos are really good. And it's the important thing right now is that most of us already have our video studio in our hand. We have everything we need to shoot a video. We don't, like nowadays, these high production videos aren't as important for users. Actually, they trust them less than if you do a natural, go on your phone, record yourself, and hey, I'm here at the shop, and today we just got these new backpacks. And what Thomas does, his live videos are really good. His giveaways are really good. Like Thomas has taken a really good approach to attract people to his business, considering that he, because he sells firearms, isn't allowed to advertise on Facebook. Like he can get his account shut down like in a second if he even tries to do that, because it's against Facebook terms. So really important, if you plan on doing advertising, at least read Facebook advertising policies. That's really important. Some things to consider. Users watch 85% of their videos without sound. So if you're doing a video, make sure it has captions or subtitles. Facebook captions it automatically for you, but it's something to keep in mind. Or make a sign, try to capture people's attention. That's what we're trying to do all day long with advertising and getting out there. Facebook users are 4 times more likely to watch a live stream than a recorded video. So that's why live is important. It's super easy to do, and we shouldn't really, I mean, even if it's not super professional, you don't need a great microphone. You don't, even with your headset, regular phone headset, that is a good enough microphone. The most important thing on video, well, 2 things: the lighting and the sound. The sound. People aren't listening to it right now with the audio on automatically, but have a good sound if they turn the audio on. If you can, actually, some people just have a little sign that say, "Hey, turn on your audio." But yeah, that's the most important thing. Square Facebook videos get 35% more views than landscape. Almost no one is shooting videos in landscape mode anymore. If you shoot in landscape, usually what people do is that they edit it and add a little box around it so it's square. So they have like a headline at the top of the video and they have the subtitles underneath the video, and that's how they get a square video. And vertical videos are appreciated by end users 6 to 9 times more, and they have more engagement than the square video. So it's even greater than the landscape ones. And they get Facebook is actually pushing a lot of video out there. They want people to create videos because they've noticed that consumers watch a lot of videos. So right now, if you go to Facebook and you're looking at your timeline and you see a video and you click on some video, most likely it's going to go into video mode. And after that, whatever scrolls up is going to be video. So they're pushing video a lot. They give you more reach with your video, with your content, if you're using the video. So that's really important. And Facebook native videos have 10 more reach compared to shared YouTube links. So what you don't want to do is say, hey, watch my YouTube channel, this latest video I created. Because Facebook doesn't want people to leave Facebook. So the best thing you can do, if you already uploaded to YouTube, grab the same file and upload it to Facebook. And you have it on both sides, and you're going to have more reach. Facebook is going to reward you for having the video on Facebook and show it to more people. Here is one of those videos. I actually took this screenshot last night. They had, look, they're selling, it's a little store. They're selling widgets, basically like that. What she was selling right there was one of those lamps you put on your baseball cap. She had 3,000 viewers, and we're not talking about a entertainment show, a movie, or a documentary. It's a selling show. That, like, this is a shopping live video. They don't do anything else but sell products. I understand some people are just watching, but a lot of people are buying. So keep in mind, and don't expect to do one video or one Facebook Live and have a ton of customers the next couple of hours. It requires consistency, people finding you, seeing you, and the Facebook algorithm actually spreading it out and showing it to more people. So that's important. What kind of videos can you make? Obviously, you can sell stuff. What I would really recommend is that you do frequently asked questions. If you can do like 10 frequently asked questions. And you can start like, did you ever wonder how, I don't know, this product, how to remove the little lines under your eyes? Or have you wondered how like CBD works for your pets? Well, let me tell you about this and blah, 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 and you talk about it. And then don't do all 10 at once, or you can do all 10 in one shot, but then break it up and publish one every week. So you have 10 weeks there. That's over 2 months. And then something really that people don't do is think about the questions your customers should ask you, but they don't. Like, we don't know what we don't know. So think about things you would wish people would know about your product that they don't know and they don't even ask, and shoot videos for that and upload them too. And you don't, again, you don't have to upload everything at once. Actually, I wouldn't. I would upload your videos to YouTube because YouTube is a search based. So people go to YouTube most likely to find something, how to do something, how to use, or a review of a product or of a service. Facebook is more social, and it still is there on your Facebook business page, but usually the lifespan of the post that you make isn't going to be that long. So post it, post one every week or twice a week. I mean, I know people that do videos every day. I think I should be doing videos every day. I don't do it. Takes a little time, but if you plan accordingly, it can work. Think about why videos, why your business, what's the purpose of your business, who you're talking to. And that actually helps, because when you're talking like, um, why do dogs get separation anxiety? And you start talking about that. Usually when you're talking about that, why, that's going to have the dog owner or someone who's interested in the topic raise their hand by what? By lending you their eyes for a few seconds, minutes, and later they might learn something from your business that they didn't know, and they want to follow up. The how videos, how to do stuff, is also helpful. That's actually, the why videos is usually for a colder audience, or let's say it's going to have a cold audience raise their hand and get interested in your business. How videos are people who are more interested in the topic for your business. And then you can do the what videos, and like, what are the next steps, what can they do to start interacting and buying from you. And that's mostly what I have. If you want the slides, hey, I'm collecting leads. You can text VIP to 813-544-3523, or you can scan this QR code and feel in a messenger experience too. And same, I'll just send them out to you later today. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Awesome. I'll start with one, and I see Felicia Donnelly, the Economic Development Director for the city, is on. Also, the new chairman of the County Commission, Dave Eggers, is on. Hi, Dave. How are you? Good to see you on. Hopefully we'll have him next month, and we can hear everything that's going on in the county from an economic standpoint, and where things are. But so all these great tips that you've given us, Richard, and I really appreciate it. What if it's overwhelming for somebody and they don't want to do it? They don't want to do the keywords. They don't, they love the idea, but they're not tech savvy. They're too busy. Is there a way that all this stuff, and I know the answer, but is there a way that this stuff can be done, and maybe on a scale of 10, maybe, you only do 2, but maybe somebody wants to do, go full bore and do everything under the sun to try and generate traffic. How does somebody do that? Because personally, I've got a lot of stuff going on. It can be I sell real estate, and it can be overwhelming to try and make sure that your topic or your keywords or you're capturing data. How does somebody do that doesn't
like
have
for the SEO, for the keywords and all that? I would go to the person or the company that developed your website. Most web developers do SEO too, because that's where you have to do it, right, on your website. So I would reach out to them first. If you have a good relationship with them, do that. Then if not, we don't do that. So I can't say. I know of companies that do it. I can recommend someone if you want. Or search on Google, SEO Oldsmar. And you're probably going to find a handful of companies here in local companies here in Oldsmar. And you can, like, obviously you can do everything in the Philippines or somewhere else, but usually we tend to trust local businesses, and that's what we're trying to get people to do also, shop local. So that's what I would recommend. Search for SEO Oldsmar or go. But first of all, I would go to my web design company, whoever created my website. If it's someone that doesn't exist, give us a call and we'd happy to recommend someone to you. With the videos, that's something you should probably definitely do on your own, or you could, there are videographers or the all the wedding photographers that aren't doing weddings right now. They'd be happy to shoot videos for you, I'm sure. You could, I'm sure there might be some, I think there are a couple in the chamber. Amy could probably do, help you with that. I'm not sure if she's only does photos, but maybe she could do videos. But again, you have your phone in your hand. Just write out what you plan on doing. You can take one day, shoot all your videos. Either just record. I try to do it as fast as possible, like record and end, and I don't even edit them. There is software to do it that helps you do it prettier and with the teleprompter and stuff like that. And it's still done from your phone. So that's pretty easy. Advertising, I would definitely tell you to call me because that's what we do. And I've seen too many people try to do it and they say, oh, this doesn't work. And it's not that it doesn't work. Probably it's not working because either you're not following the rules or you don't know how to do it. Facebook changes super fast. So if you're going to spend money on ads on Facebook or YouTube, whatever, I would definitely tell you go hire a professional. It's going to take way much more of your time than you need to spend. You really want to spend time on your business, not working in it. So yeah. What else? What other stuff? The setting up e-commerce, again, that probably would be with your web designer. And feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to recommend someone if we don't.
And to the video point, Richard, we just started, of course we have My Chamber TV, but that's like a 20-minute segment, but we've just started Jason Nastasi with Express Oil.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so that was a little bit longer, and that's a question that I have, but we're going to start doing business spotlights. We're going to try and do it once a week, but finding the people having the time and us having the time to do it. Do you find, is there a certain length of video? I was thinking, 1 to 2 minutes is probably the most you want to do. Do you know if that's in fact the case or not?
That is actually the case. People tend to watch short of it. Like if you're getting 30 seconds of their attention, that's pretty good. So if you can say something in 2 minutes, that's awesome. Now, in some cases, our 2 minutes are going to be catching their attention, giving them a tip and telling them, hey, here's my full video, or here's my website, or give us a call and let's sit down and talk about it. But yeah, shorter videos are better. Facebook likes videos that are 3 minutes long or longer, but definitely I would keep it under 3 minutes because you're going to get more people to watch more of your video.
Awesome. Any other questions from the gallery? Again, I'm recording this. I think I am, and we'll share this out. It's kind of interesting. The QR code that came out a long time ago, and it's super flat. But it seems like it's making a comeback. I think because people's phones and technology, you don't have to go to some scan app. You can just take it. The phone automatically does it.
Exactly. And they're like, if you go to restaurants nowadays, most of the restaurants have like contactless menu. It's just a QR code and a PDF on their website. It's no magic behind that. And as you say, they've been there for years, but you had to download this special app, or an iPhone. You could do it on Android. It was another one. But now it's super easy. Just point your camera at it, and most phones detect it's a QR code and show you whatever you have to do.
Yeah, I was just in Cancun and through the airport, and on every table they had a little QR code. As you're walking by, you can just boop it, and there's the menu, and you can decide what you want to do. So, very, very interesting. I don't know how it works, but I like it. So.
It's basically a link to a website. So definitely, if you have a QR code in your business, try to have Wi-Fi just as a courtesy to your customers.
Yeah. Any other questions? How are you doing, Dave? You got anything interesting from the county? How are we doing on vaccines? If you're on there, I know you guys were talking about it the other day.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, well, I wish I could tell you I had all the answers there. That is we're kind of rolling out a kind of a testing today for signups for a very small group of people for Saturday, just to make sure that we got as many of the bugs worked out as we can, which there will invariably be more because it's an overwhelming number of people for very, very, very few vaccines at this point. In fact, as we were talking, as you were talking, Richard, I had a call from one of the CEOs of a hospital talking about, he's got a site set up, but he needs vaccine to, he's gotten some vaccine to the hospital, gone to his hospital staff people, and then to some of their doctors. So that's one of the distribution channels, but now they're starting to get past that. So they want to open up a separate site. And we're talking about opening up a 1, 2, 3, or 4 sites, depending on how much vaccine we get through our distribution channel, which really is the Department of Health. The Pinellas County has not been there's not been a distribution channel yet. We just got approved to partner with the local DOH and help with that distribution. But we're just going to be one of the apparently many complicated and variant distribution channels, from hospitals to drugstores and Publix's. I'm not in the area yet, but we understand that's expanding. And then the local Department of Health and how they work with the county. So it's in the end of the day, it's how much vaccine you get, when you get it, are critical issues. And so we're really just trying to figure that out. And it's hard to get that information. So we're just doing our best and trying to push out information on our website and our Facebook to the extent that we can. But it is clearly a work in progress. We hired a private company over the weekend. That's going to be the same company that Hillsborough and Pasco hired to be the intake scheduler. They're going to have the equipment at the sites so that when they take the information, when you get to the site, it'll correlate that information. But those what do you call it? Portals, if you will, those systems are self-contained. So we won't be connecting with the hospital sites, and we won't be connecting with the drugstore sites. And so, knowing Doug, he'll probably try to get a reservation in all 6 places. I'm kidding. You're not 65 yet, Doug, so you don't qualify. but you'll probably try to get in at multiple places, or somebody will. And so so there's going to be over signing up, I think. So we'll have extra. This product is it only good for 5 days once it's thawed out. So if we have 10,000 and we book 10,000 and only 8,000 show up, we have to have a contingency plan for the other 2 because it won't wait another week. So we've got to find those smaller, quicker outlets that we can use. And so it's just a really complicated thing, but it starts with product to the state that gets distributed. And that's the main. We're not getting the product yet. I think Pinellas County has vaccinated 29,000 people out of 1 million. So, and most all of them are in the above 65 because most of the long-term care facilities. So we have 250,000 people, more or less, over 65. So we've approaching 10% of that population. And that's, so we've got a ways to go.
Thanks, Dave. And I know I just sprung that on you, but I watched the county commission meeting the other day, and County Administrator Barry Burton did make a thing to squall rumors that Pinellas County is behind on vaccine. He said, no, this is a problem that all counties are experiencing, and as you said, it's something that starts at the state level and dispersing all the vaccines down. So the rumor that, oh, my aunt in Pasco, they're getting vaccines faster than we are is just not true.
Yeah, there's some of that going on, but they're also very limited in supply too. So we all have the same issues. We're just trying to make sure that we have the system set up. Our paramedics of our fire systems have stepped up and volunteered. Now they will be getting paid overtime, but they volunteered to staff these up to 4 sites for the county's piece of the distribution with the DOH, the partnership that we have there. And so my understanding is that there will be up to 10,000 vaccines next week or so, week or two, however, if we're fully, we can do up to 17. If we've got 17,000 a week, if we've got the product. So we're not going to have the product, obviously. We're only going to have 10,000 for next week. So we probably won't open all the sites up. But as soon as we get it, we're trying to, open that up and get shots in arms, as they say, as quickly as possible.
Well, good. And obviously the chamber and your administrative assistant, Kim, is doing a great job of keeping us informed at the chamber, and we try and push that information out. And I appreciate that. Sorry to kind of spring that on you. We kind of
That's all right. That's all right.
but
I would recommend you check with your health provider too. My mother-in-law, she got vaccinated in Lutz because her doctor said, okay, call Baycare at this number. And then they gave her an appointment. Like everybody was going crazy with the health department websites and the phone. Everything was down Hillsborough, Pinellas, and she called. It wasn't like she didn't even have to wait that long, and she got her appointment really fast. Like call on Wednesday, got on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. The main channel of distribution, we think, is going to be through the hospitals and their member doctor offices. That's probably going to be the main distribution channel. As you said, that happened. I also know, just as I said about the overbooking, because when I say overbooking, we're not overbooking. People aren't showing up because they signed up in multiple places. Somebody was down getting a shot yesterday at the Department of Health, part of that original 3,000 that created all the fury in Pinellas County. But they were down there, and it seems like they must have run into it too, because they said, do you know of anybody that needs a vaccine, because we have extra vaccine? Well, no, we know they don't have extra vaccine. These were by appointment, and some people weren't showing up, and so you have to use it or lose it. And so they were just trying to, so there's just, those little things will pop up, but for the most part, you're going to go through your doctor's offices and the county setup through the Department of Health. Those will be the two primary distributions, although Publix will be in play, Walgreens will be in play at some point. So we'll see.
Well, thank you. And again, if anybody has questions for Richard, I'm going to process this and get it up on our chamber website. But if you have questions, make sure you talk to Richard about it. A wealth of information, and it's the social media world is ever changing. And as weird as it seems, I know Felicia's on here, and obviously Commissioner Eggers, but even municipalities benefit by using the social media platforms to get messages out. And we just had our candidate forum, and one of the topics was messaging and how to get it out. And there's 452,000 ways to get messages out, and somebody still isn't getting the message, and whether it's about the vaccine or events going on in a city or things like that. So social media is definitely something that benefits everybody in one way, shape, or form. Any questions from anybody? Well, thank you, Richard. I appreciate it, and I will put this up on the website. Felicia, do you got anything? I always just like to talk to you.
Well, hi, everyone. Richard, thank you so much. That was very insightful. I didn't know a lot of that information, so thank you. And yeah, so we actually, some of our paramedics are on the list to volunteer, get paid overtime through the Pinellas Cares funding to help vaccinate. We're getting a lot of phone calls internally for that. So just so you guys know. And then for economic development, we've been, Doug and I and Jason Sanders have been talking to area businesses that we think may apply for the employment sites program through the Penny for Pinellas money. So there's $80 million available over the next 10 years. And so for capital funding. And so we've been reaching out to people. We've been busy. So if you all know of anyone, I usually get some heads up if people are expanding or wanting to do renovations, but not all the time. So if you guys know someone, send them to Sir Doug Beavis.
I felt like a sir today.
And then our downtown development is going strongly. So we have ceased negotiations with the first hotelier next door, but we have a second one in line. So we're working with them. And then we have another developer who's seeking to develop most of the site into a mixed use building. And then the site by the library, we have about 7 acres there. We're negotiating with a developer for a higher end townhouse development. So hopefully those things will, there's just a lot of energy in the development world.
Yeah.
And so,
Yep, and to that point, I know from an economic development, I know Quinn's on here, she's a realtor, I sell real estate, and whether it's individuals moving down personally, Dave has, deals in commercial real estate as well, but whether it's individuals coming down from, whether it's Michigan or, New York, New Jersey, to relocate down here because they're either going to work from home and it might as well be down here, or they're going to, go teach their kids from home and they might as well do it in Florida. But we're also getting inquiries from businesses that want to relocate. We've talked to 2 different microbrews that want to move. One from Michigan that wants to relocate their whole facility down to the Tampa Bay area. Of course, we're trying to encourage them into Oldsmar first or Pinellas County second. But so we're definitely seeing some of that. The housing market is as strong as it's ever been. Interest rates are still low. So the numbers are good. I don't have a crystal ball to tell you what it's going to look like, in another year, but we're definitely seeing, I don't know if the number is right, 1,000 people a day. I don't know. Do you know that number, Dave? That like 1,000 people a day are moving into the Tampa Bay area?
It's still almost overwhelming, but yeah, and some, obviously with Pasco County just blowing up as far as growth goes, and Southern Hillsborough County just incredible growth. So yeah, the numbers are still mind-boggling, and so we and trying to we've talked about it, trying to preserve light industrial land for company expansions and more jobs and higher paying jobs, and then having some land available for affordable housing. And we desperately need that in our county so that people aren't having to travel, a county away. And then you've got our stormwater stuff, and, we need that too. And yeah, don't let Sierra Club get too far away from you to tell you about the environmental lands and how important they are. I'm getting some numbers on that now, but we probably have 20%, 25% of our lands in Pinellas County that are either parks or environmental, or so there's a lot we've already dedicated to that. But there's still some opportunities there too. So it's a tough trying to balance all of that in a fully developed county. So it's a challenge for all of us here. So.
Well, thank you, everybody, and again, congratulations, Dave, on your chairmanship of the county commission. I know you'll do Oldsmar and Pinellas County well, and we really appreciate everything. Richard, thanks again for that.
Thanks,
I kind of like the dialogue, a little diverse topic there at the end, but thanks, Dave. You had something?
No, I was just going to say thank you, Richard. That was great. It was very informative. So it was good. It was super.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Go Bucks.
Yeah, you too. Bye.